let's see how fast I can, let's see how fast I can import a DXF file and get it ready for code for one of our machines, which is the Mercury CNC. Okay, so we're going to create a new file, which is up here on the left-hand side. Create a new file, give it a size 300 by 200 is what I want, so that's what's here. And we're going to press OK. So I've now got a canvas of 300 by 200. I can now go to File. I'm going to import a DXF file. So import vectors. And I'm going to actually open Dragon DXF. So I just double click on this and it brings me in the DXF file. And as you can see, it's slightly outside my border. All right, so where I want it. So I'm going to just resize that. I've got a choice of clicking on it and just centralizing it or positioning it where I want. Oh, camera's all over the place because I'm watching the screen, not the camera. Or I can just press the centralize button and it'll pop it bang in the center. So that's what I actually want. Okay, let's just click that off, and this is what I've imported. It's a DXF file as if somebody has sent it to me. Now what I want to do is do a vcarve of this. So let's select the vcarve function over here and select our tool. That one's okay, it's a 90-degree tool which we're going to use. Let's have a look. We haven't got that one in. Let's set that as a tool number of 6. Just make things easy. Apply it and select it. Okay. Now if I try to calculate that at the moment, we haven't highlighted any vectors, so I'm just going to highlight those. If I click right to left, it'll select everything that it touches. Okay, and we'll calculate that. You can see it's calculated. If I want to preview this now to see what it's actually going to do, we're going to preview the toolpath. I'm going to use a solid color, which is my blue background. And I'm going to make a toolpath color of black, which is what I want the finished article to look like. So over here, I've got use solid color, which is blue, which is this background here. And then a toolpath color of black. And if I preview the selected toolpath, it will draw what I'm going to do and then color it black for me. So that's what I actually want to make. It looks perfect. I'm going to see it in the ISO view. I'll just scroll it back a little bit. That looks perfect for exactly what I want to make. Okay, so we're going to close that page down and then we're going to save this file. We're going to save this file here, so we have to tick it. Okay, so we're going to tick that box there, or click the toolpath button, and we're going to save it, which will save with the post processor, which comes pre-installed. Okay, and then we're going to save it to our G-code folder, and we're going to call it Dragon. I'm going to call it Dragon, gives it a description, and I'm going to leave it as Dragon 1. I'm going to save it. Okay, so that's the file, that's the code made for what we're going to do here. That's perfect. Now I'm going to start up the machine. Now this takes a little bit of time. If I select it with that icon on the screen. Okay, I'm in demo mode at the moment, so it's asking me to choose something that won't come up normally. Now UCNC does take approximately 30 seconds to load totally. As you can see, it's actually loading. This is a slow PC, it's just a mini PC. The faster your PC, the much faster it will load. Okay, what it does now, when the screen is grey, it's loading all the images in, which you'll see pop up on the screen. There we go. There's all the images and the screen is populated. Okay, the next thing we do is we just wait for the macros to compile. Again, if you have a fast PC, this will be done in 1 or 2 seconds. This is a very slow PC, so it compiles very slowly. These are compiled so things like buttons, etc. work instantly, rather than having to compile on runtime. So when you press a button, instant reaction to what that button does. And when this is loaded, you'll see it comes up, Mercury loaded, press reset. Okay, so at the moment the screen is blank, but if you watch when I press reset, which is down on the bottom right here, okay, so there's reset. When I press that, you'll see the screen populate, and it gives me all of the previous tool numbers which were in the tool changer, and it sets the last tool, and it tells you to confirm it. So that would be the tool which was in the spindle last used before it was shut down. And it tells me just to home the machine. Okay, so we use the home all button, which is here at the bottom, and we press that, and you'll see these 3 LEDs light. So that would have sent the machine to the back position and home the machine, so the machine now knows exactly its position. All we have to do now is use a load file, which is here, and we're going to load our Dragon 1, which is why we named it, so we can just type in a D, and it'll bring up anything with a D, and we just load that in. And you can see we have the Dragon on the screen, and it's quite small because we're not at the 0 position, we're at this position on the screen. That would normally be taken back to the 0 position. So if we just go to 0, and you'll see the crosshairs come down, which is the machine position. And then we can actually reload the folder, the file if we need to. If I can find the reload with my mouse. Okay, and we can scroll in. And there's our Dragon. And we can look at that then. The nice thing with UCNC is we can look at this in different views. So you've got the normal Z looking down view, or we've got the ISO view, which is where you can see all of the Z moves, etc. And it gives you the full machine movement of the box. It's showing where our tool is at the moment. Our tool position is where the cone is. Now, if we press cycle start, we've already homed the machine. We have auto probing on. So this green button here is auto probing on or off. So whatever size, whatever tool is in the machine, it will probe automatically. But as it happens on this one, now we're going to be using the same tool. And you'll see it says same tool, so that the program can carry on. All right, so the same tool was actually in the spindle as we're going to be using for this job. And as you can see, the graphical display shows you the up and down movements, as well as the feed movements of what the machine is going to be doing. All right, so we can actually go into the Z view, which is just looking at it flat, or we can go into the ISO view. We can switch on jog follow, which is this button. Even if your job is really big, it will move the job around in the screen so you can see where it goes. And you see the crosshairs are just staying in the same place. So on this one, it's moving it around more like a mill, where the table moves instead of the head moving around on the machine. So if I turn jog follow back off, which is this one, and we also have a centralize in the screen button, which is here, which will just centralize the job in the middle of the screen again for us. We can scroll in or out, we can move it around on the screen while holding down the mouse. But we've got a really nice graphical display of what is actually going on the machine as it's running. So there you go, we've just imported a DXF. We waited for the machine to load, so this is as if it was the first load of the day. And the job's away and running, all in under 10 minutes to actually get the job up, running, and with me talking over it like an idiot. Okay, thanks for watching.